here and been kind of grumpy and kind of. These pieces here came in from my tree. I did that in the unboxing video. I'm gonna put them in layers for the tree. I thought the rest of them would come in, but this is all I got. Could get more of these in. I'll put this with this so I don't lose it. Did put up a short about brittle blues, and that right there is going to be about this thing here. I did a short showing how it looks that's fixed put together. This is my orange base plate, my dark orange base plate, which of course is not dark orange. Not sure what I'm supposed to do with that, but the base plate goes on bottom one of these. That set, buffer parts, it did give me a good slope here. It gave me a good back window, so now I have the correct back window. This is my own custom color here. I kind of like white over black anyways for this particular build. I do have a brick around here to do the trunk, but I was going to build a junk car with those extra pieces, and I can't do that now. So my little set that was going to easily produce a couple of vehicles gave me the pieces to finish this truck. There is a kind of a cool thing I can do. What the heck? I'm missing a brick here. Okay, that's... Oh, I guess I should fix that right now. Anyways, you can actually double up the doors on these, which gives it kind of a cool custom look. More common nowadays, very uncommon back then. Yeah, there it is. Of course, as always, it's great to have a couple of these bricks, these headlight bricks, which let the car and the truck use. You gave me an extra top, which is interesting. I don't know. Anyways, these are kind of cool because they got this steering block on top. These trucks, I think, were more intended for like display than actually like a plate thing. And it does have kind of an extra cab look, which is pretty cool, actually. I mean, yeah, the steering axle just fell out. That's how it goes. And there's a little piece here. Oh, and the piece on the extra truck is not broken, which is really rare because what happens is, let me assemble it correctly so I can show that without breaking something. And it does step down. Okay, I can turn it, and it returns. So, you turn it with this brick here. It's kind of cool. And these doors do open up. And as I mentioned before, this is almost a minifigure scale truck. But the problem is, it's the same width as a car. So the car is a 6 wide, which is, I think, about right for a minifigure. The truck needs probably about 8 wide because, oh, and I'm going to probably shave this stuff off these mutton chops that started growing. But it kind of made my face, I thought, look a little bit like the Lego First Order Stormtrooper. I don't know if I have one around, but you know what they look like if you've seen one. But this hasn't been exactly what I was hoping it would be, but you know what? I think I got another one coming that needs another brick, so that'll give me something. What? Oh. I don't know. I missed the message. I have gone with these 2x3 gray plates, tiles actually, for doing this park lot. I'm just doing a random park lot for right now, pieces. This is based on the Marionville Mall. Oh, and I do have some exciting news for another short I'll put up on video a little bit later. So that'll always be cool. And I'm going to just run these over. Yeah, for now. So imagine if this was, running further down, a 6x car would fit, and that's about right. And a truck, 8x wide would not fit. Well, that's all right because most trucks and things would not fit anyways. And I'm not sure how to do this. I might run it into the asphalt with like an 8x8 or rather a 6x6 square. because growing up, I don't know if y'all remember, depending on where you're at, some malls are still this way. These poles were just put into the parking lot and they paved around them. Sometimes the lines go past it. So that's a nice little detail to think about. And of course, the Lego's always fun to do stuff. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad you can see the resemblance there. That's what I was shooting for. So these are more tree pieces. These are pieces I needed for one of the truck builds. And these are pieces for my parking lot paint. And here's some more dark orange. Actual dark orange. Not like this dark orange somebody sold me. But that's okay. That's all right. Because I've had enough dark orange, it doesn't really matter what the base plate is. In fact, I can just do a freestyle one, actually. But I want to do something with Genesis and collect all the pieces that do that. So it's going to be kind of cool. What was cool is I needed all these extra pieces for the 710 truck, and I have an original instruction, which is in really awful shape, but that's all right. And here's one of those super rare steering pieces, and this one is in black. The really old one's called the Model Builder Series. We're done in gray, which is really cool. I wonder if I could build that car with a broken base plate. Parts of it I could, but I don't really want to do it that way. I found a base plate from a guy in France, so I'm pretty excited about that. At least we get the project done. Haven't picked up any more of the new minifigures. I did look at some of the videos about the new releases coming up. Pretty excited about the troop carrier. I'm confused that it says 6 to 8. That's what the rumor is, 6 to 8 battle droids. Because the troop carriers I have, the one I really liked from 2015, holds was like 12. And it just seems like a bigger number. What's that say? Oh, I had a Lego for 4 years. Yeah, I went through a dry spell too. Well, supposedly, rumor has it they're dark orange, but then you know what? Here it is. Oh, hey, how you doing? I got sold this one, so we'll just have to see. What's that say? Oh, hey, how you doing, man? But yeah, yeah, well, it's cool. But dark orange is definitely a fun one to collect. The biggest problem is keeping the pieces together, keeping them in one place. Yeah, doing pretty good. Yourself? Oh, you're doing good. You said, okay, I'm doing all right. Kind of a long day, but the biggest problem I run into with like collecting dark orange or any pieces is I have a tendency to misplace them, and then you end up looking for them and not finding them, and it's like, and it was like I needed a red centerpiece for that goes inside the cheek piece of one of the AT-ATs. Might be 2014. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I couldn't find any. I ordered one, and then I tipped over a box by accident, and out comes just like a mishmash of different colors, including the red I needed. There was 2 in there, and now the ones that came in, there's like 24. So, and that's no big deal. Those kind of connecting pieces you can always use for projects. But dark orange are kind of hard to find, kind of tough to find out there. So that's how it goes. Let's see. Somebody's writing a bunch of sticker. Different color bases because of each color. What happened to them now? Yeah, they did have the orange for sure, which I didn't even know that, but I really wish they would kind of expand their base plate game. Like, This size would be perfect for shipping into like an army builder, a battle pack. And I've often thought you could easily do one with a little hill in the center, or weird colors, maybe a couple crater pieces, or whatever. It'd be really easy for them to do. And I think then if they had a slightly lackluster or less than exciting release, I think people would buy it just for that. Just to, you could always trade off base plates, or for the little ones, we'll make a standard base plate. You could do it that way. Just like these new CMFs. I mean, I'm having a tough time getting a couple of the figures I really want, and I think I'd mentioned on one of the other streams. If these were Star Wars, and if they were, instead of guaranteeing being different, guaranteeing basically being the same. What if it was just filled with just clones or stormtroopers, or just rank and file kind of figures? That'd be kind of cool. Okay, I recently. Really? Okay. Yeah, I figured you meant on Lego sets. That's cool. 70 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, I know I was looking at some of the prices on new sets, and it's okay, I guess. Just prices are just, they are what they are. I mean, yeah, Lego Star Wars characters would be a lot easier. Then it really wouldn't matter if you had, even if you didn't like, say, one of the new clone troopers, or if it was another TIE fighter pilot and you already had one, you could easily sell it, trade it, change it up a little bit. But the truth is, if it was typically like stormtroopers or clone troopers, I think the people would always be popular, because it would be fine if you had a couple of the same ones. It wouldn't be a big deal at all. Just like, I think these old sets like this, I mean, yeah, this is a very dated look, this one is, but something like this in a poly bag at Walmart, being released a couple of them a year or whatever as a city set or a side build, I think they'd be popular. Yeah, it would definitely be easier, because then you could be opening up the blind box, because that's what they are, boxes now, and going, well, maybe instead of buying this rare set or exclusive set, I can find a figure in here, or find a figure that works. Or if they really wanted to get interesting, they could redo a Mr. Gold kind of situation. Put a really exclusive figure in one of those boxes for Star Wars. Something that is not in a UCS set and would not normally be available. I mean, they could even do something really fun and, do one of the designers' hands as maybe as some sort of a clone trooper or something. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities you could do. That's the bottom line. That's the fun thing about Lego. It's just, it's about imagination, and just sometimes bringing what you think about, into the world. And the best thing about Lego is, it's not like a regular model, or even welding in metal or steels. It's, if you don't like it, or if it just doesn't work, it's fine. Take it apart, and you know what? No one even needs to know that you ever did it, unless you put it on YouTube or something. Then they'll know. But otherwise, like as a custom thing, I don't mind having a flat window. This is the correct window to have here. These have become quite rare. Oh, an interesting thing is this car is from 1974, and if you notice, these is a 2x3s. But in 1972, set 329, the red car, actually used a 2x4 and a 1x2, I think it was. No, it must have been a 2x4 and a 2x2. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of cool, because they just didn't have the pieces yet. Yeah, Mr. Gold. I think that would probably be too exclusive, but like that really cool 30-year Chrome C3PO, the gold Chrome, or you could do like I don't know, just there's just so much stuff that they could do And it would definitely sell the sets. Of course, it might cause the theft to go up more. I don't know. How many sets from the 70s? Oh, well, complete, like displayable sets or vehicles, probably about 20. I mean, I have the Caravel jet from '72. That was my very first set, 687. My mom bought it for me when I was obviously very young. Um, and I have memories of, I had the red tow truck from 1969. Actually, I still have it. It's upstairs. It looked like this, but it was more, it didn't have printed elements. It was all brick built. And on that one, they didn't have these long bricks that used 1x2. So it's very weak build, but it used the same part on the back. And it was a single axles. And I remember, playing in the dirt in my mom's garden with that thing. And I was reminded about that when it's been sitting, I'm over 50 years old. And I pulled it out. So, oh man, I remember this thing, and like dust fell out. I'm like, oh my God, that dust is like from another city, another place, another time. Kind of funny. What? Okay. Well, you take care. Appreciate you dropping by, man. I don't know if my live is going to be super long because I'm like super beat. As you know, I don't like working on Saturdays because it's sort of my day to do everything. And in a way, it worked out kind of good because I got off early enough that I got some stuff done, but it cut in big time on being at home time. Big time. Yep. And we got a snowstorm coming in. But yeah, this is great. I just want to try to be positive. Somebody offered, well, I have a second channel and it's definitely has way more engagement. And that's just because it's kind of a more varied audience. And sometimes I think, that's why I don't want to be just stuck on Star Wars, although that's what I really love. But we like stuff like this, and it's a good opportunity to learn stuff about, Lego and maybe things that you're wondering about that you didn't know about, or something, because I've been done before. Like, I really enjoy a Brickstore's channel. He's really good. I mean, I enjoy a lot of people. I don't mean to just name him, but Covenant Brick Studios, M&R, I mean, but some of the AFOL channels have got some really great information. Oh, hey, man, on old Lego car builds, and he even reached out to me and gave me a tip on something. I think it was one of the windows because I found some information on a wrong Google search, and I compared it to my instructions. I'm like, well, wait a minute, and it is entirely possible that Lego could have multiple sets, aka the tipper truck, known in America as a 435 for North America, and in Europe it was a 612. Same build, different boxes, different packaging. I think M&R had mentioned, was it one of the Clone Turbo tanks had a smaller box with like different artwork, but it's the same model. So that's kind of cool, just stuff you can collect about Lego. What Star Wars vintage set? Remake. Well, I'm actually pretty excited by some of the new builds they've come out. What's this say? Oh, yeah. I like the droids, like droid fighters from the Clone Wars. I think I would love to see what they could really do with the new Sandcrawler. I could be make a funny joke and say let's see another Luke's land speeder, but in their defense, they have made some amazing ones. That UCS one been beautiful, and I really, if I ever buy it, I might just leave it unbuilt because I don't know how they have the room for it. I kind of want to build a big AT-AT. I mean, that thing is epic. But right now, I need to clean a place off here just to work on my Star Destroyer, which I'm still sorting parts for. And instead of doing that, I'm sitting here, doing this live stream. And then after that, I'll probably go to sleep and waste even more time instead of finishing this car up. All it needs right here is a brick back here. But it kind of creates an empty trunk look. If you really want the empty trunk, like for a junk car in a muck, you replace this back window with a flat window. It gives it that kind of a Buick Tornado 1976 kind of vibes. That's kind of what it is. It's like a two-door car. and it really helps it out. Also, these tires will pull off, or you can put the much older four-studded one tire in the back, and it really just creates this almost instant junk car look. You can pull the bricks out of here and drop the front down, and it literally looks like an engine's been pulled out and the old fenders are sagging down. It's one of the most useful builds for a toy. Now, when I was a kid, child, we would replace inside or rebuild this. I think it's solid with the slope pieces. That way you can play in the dirt with them, because that's we were children, of course. Never imagining that those things would be worth a lot of money. In fact, we used to play with Lego cars out in the dirt, so we wouldn't ruin what we thought would be valuable Nyland and Tonka toys, which the Nyland definitely went up, so I guess that was okay. Our belief then was the Lego bricks, if they got ruined, you could just replace them, which is true. We never imagined that, bricks would stop being made, or certain bricks would be harder to get. And I'm still curious, and I need to put it out to someone who knows more about it. But I've got one of these 710 trucks with the car, and I was a child when I assembled it, so I know I trust myself. But it did not have the smooth tires. It had the tires with traction. Yeah, like this style right here. In fact, this is a style of axle that came on one of the cars once. And this is one of the trucks, but it's got the yellow cab. This is a transport truck here. And that's a weird brick there. But, interesting. I could actually rebuild the truck with a double cab. That's an idea. I could do that. I may look into that. Possible future project. Can you guys relate about, anything else? Can you relate about like having things that are not done yet, or that you'll do eventually? You know what I'm saying? My favorite Lego piece is a 702 brick. It's not a strange question at all. It came up on somebody's channel during a live stream, but I don't remember who it was. And the 702 brick, and I put a video about it, is a long ago extinct brick that Lego retired permanently in 1969. It came out in 55 or 56. I have almost every version of it, including in clear. But it is nothing more than a 2x4 with a 2x2, but it makes an L, and it's molded as one piece. And at the time, like when I was a kid, if you want to build any kind of a floating or buildings, that was hard to get, because we didn't really have the base plates like they do now. We didn't have that style. We had some that were starting to come up, but not yet. So to build that nice flat strong bottom, a 702 brick in every corner, perfect. Very strong for any kind of builds you're doing. And I love it. It's just a cool brick. That is probably my favorite brick though, that one, just because of the history behind it. And some things that Lego has done just simply would not be possible. I mean, like, even these trucks and these cars using these weird base plates, these builds are just, look at how it's made. Creating a natural springiness, plus area for all this to turn and to work. It's just a different era of Lego, I guess. Did you ever wonder, though, nowadays, if Lego were to make this truck? And remember, this is probably the very last of this style of building. It's 1974, 50 years ago, literally 50 years ago. And printed elements, no stickers. If they were to remake this now, how would it look? How much would it cost? One thing, when was the last time I remember having to tie one of these ridiculous strings? I don't miss that. Now, what's cool is nowadays, I bet you if Lego did this, it would be a flatbed carjacker with like the plastic chains, and I think that would be cool. I would totally build that set. I would totally buy that set. I guess I could design that set. If I was using modern axles, not this style, I'd make it 6 wide. Put the Technic pins in, yep. Make it 6 wide, yep. Tilting bed, and have the crank to run the chains up. Yeah, with opening doors and stuff. Be a pretty cool truck. It would come under what city? Maybe Technic Builds. It wouldn't be 18 plus. It would be a play set. But I guess in the old days, it'd probably like a 10 plus or 12. It would be cool though. It would be a cool set. G.I. Joe Classic Series. Oh, very cool. Custom figures. Okay, last year, it's a great time to start. I mean, to be honest, it's always a good time getting a Lego, but I think with the new sets coming out, I think that we're into a really rich period of these double ship sets, and the box art's beautiful. And a lot of people are a little bit bummed about the way the instructions are on white, but I think it's all right because what I think about most about Lego is this: Lego, intentionally or not, is very good about dating themselves. I mean, you could literally look at this car, printed details, the way it's made, and you know, even if you don't know the set, it's 1970s and probably early 70s. You see a Lego Star Wars figure, oh, he's got yellow head, oh, 1999. Welcome back to classic, you know. It just, and that's one of the best things. Between their markings, I know they didn't probably intend to do it, but their stuff is very dated. Pieces are available, pieces that weren't. Like this truck coming out in 74 and the one that came out in 69, totally different build, simply because the bricks were not available yet. And that's what makes Lego so much fun. Yeah, Technic is cool. And that's the thing, like when I was a kid, it's gonna sound like one of those stories my grandfather said, oh, when I was a kid, we went 10 miles uphill every day, which as a kid, I'm like, how can you go uphill twice? Would it be coming down? Ah, shut up, kid. I'm telling a story. Okay, fine. But I do remember Lego builds without Technic build, even as late, what's that, 2001, 2002, like the clone turbo tank. It is built well, it's solid. But if you get one of the older sets, you notice it makes a lot of squeaking sounds. You can start feeling parts kind of trying to pull apart because there's no Technic in there, so there's no skeleton. It's just, it's all brick build. And brick build is fun, but I imagine, especially people building big mocks, they got to run into some problems with structure. They just have to, because there's only so much you can do with bricks. But this is beginning my tree trunk, and it's slow because finding the parts and it's expensive. But pretty soon I'm gonna start splitting for branches. I'm gonna substitute some of the 1x and put in my branches, and then probably narrow up the tree. I would like to try to find a way to split the trunk, but that's probably not necessary. I only need one tree, maybe two, so it won't be bad. Oh, the Lambie. Very cool. Very sorry. Yeah, those are cool. And the new Technic cars and sets are really nice. God, the 1980s. Well, actually, these red beams or your Technic beams, that's what I would have known as Technic when I was probably about 10 years old, with steering knuckles and stuff just coming out. I mean, they worked, and it was pretty amazing to see that. And even as a kid, I'm going, okay, I can see I can build a lot stronger things with a lot more flex without being super heavy. Because bricks, when you do a lot of bricks, they do get heavy. And that's one of the problems you'd run into with the old sets. You go to pick them up, and you're like, oh. But yeah, we're definitely in a good, exciting time for Lego, for sure. That old car, was it 329, I think, from 1972. It's a red version of this, and that means a red printed, and it's basically an identical car. But they built this with plates at the back so they could put one of those sockets to accept a trailer, and it's pretty cool. Now I'm a little bit worried though, because that means that the base plate is red. And if it's brittle, it'll be a tough one to replace. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put it? That's a trick question. Obviously, I don't expect anybody to answer, but oh, here it is. But this brittle blue piece that broke, or somebody broke it for me, actually. I wonder if I could build the bricks around it, and no, it would separate here so it wouldn't hold up. Yeah, it wouldn't hold its weight up. I mean, it's ABS. It's a type of styrene. I suppose it'd be a little bit thick, but I could repair it from underneath. I'm not going to throw it away though because these pieces are too valuable. Yeah, the metallic colors, like that Santa Fe engine, that silvery color. Trans orange was discontinued. It's kind of a neat color, especially for making fireballs, explosions. My personal favorite. I'm going to call it a UCS set because it is technically US UCS, but that UCS Naboo N1, I think it was a Target release with the actual chromed plastic in yellow. It's about the same size as a Play Scout one, and they're really expensive. And that's on my bucket list. My real bucket list, like I plan on actually getting it, but I'm not gonna say. But I definitely want to get that set. That'll be cool. That will be very, very cool to get that set. But yeah, I think chrome plastic would be wonderful to have that back. My favorite modern and old set. Well, my old set would probably have to be Caravelle 687, the Jet. Just because that's my first set. My mom bought me. That's my very first Lego set. And it's not a bad, it's a very dated, very brick built Jet. But also it's all printed and it's really cool. And I've shown on this channel before. And my modern set, the favorite one is still 7662 from 2007, the big MTT. I still think that's one of the best sets ever. It doesn't mean I don't have other sets I like though. Like one of the tricks we learned, unfortunately, is these hooks would sometimes break off. So as a kid, I would just, the stud it in and tow my car like that. I didn't really tow the car very much. The truck just sat on my bookshelf. I mean, I played with it a little bit as a kid, but the car was more where I was into, smashing it into things because it is a pretty durable little car, actually. At least for those kind of toys. Yellow Castle, oh yeah. Chevy Camaro race car, yeah. Yeah, the Lego Castle is a very, very much classic. Wow. I mean, like the big Orthanc Tower from Lord of the Rings is pretty epic. The castle, yeah, that's a really good one. Oh, they made a lot of sets. I got a 1960 era little blue house with a garage and stuff. It's a neat set. It's not my favorite, but it kind of has a special place just because. Yeah, the playability Lego sets had back in the day. I have a fairly large collection of the model builder trucks, and they didn't have this brick piece here, but they had that 2x2 with that hole in it. We still see it on a lot of Star Wars sets. That piece was usually in red or blue, and it was part of the build, and it was sandwiched in. It was very, very solid. Oh, hey, how you doing? And what we do as kids, even the instructions, you can put a piece of yarn on it, and pull it behind you, when you're walking down the sidewalk and stuff, because that's what we did. I mean, the Lego sets were kind of meant to be played with, I guess, as a set. I guess it's kind of cool. The Lego kind of crossed it both ways. Like they advertised with the multiple builds on the packages of how imaginative you could be and rebuild the set as different things. But they also had provisions if you didn't want to do that to just play with the build itself. Oh, doing pretty good. But you know, Lego is very alive, very dynamic, and ever changing. I put way too many chains on here. I need to get the bigger long chains and finish up. I put these little skulls on here because I was doing some Warhammer figures and I don't know. I was letting him dry when I was working on this Rancor. He's still missing the two fingers. I'm just leaving it that way because I think it gives him some character. But those Lego Rancor, that's a really cool figure. I should get the big orc too from Lord of the Rings, but I haven't done that yet. I'll do it eventually though, I promise. Yeah, I will actually. Well, that's pretty cool stuff there. But yeah, I got more parts coming from one more of these, I think. I think it's one more of these. We'll get it all straightened out. It'll be fine. Nothing else. Lego's got a lot of funness to it, a lot of playability. I was a little bit worried when I was building this I was going to be too busy looking, but I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine, actually. Build myself a little parking lot and try to figure out how to do it from there. Do my miniature stuff. A shopping mall would be cool with a Lego minifigure scale, but I can't even imagine how big it would be. It would be so gigantic. Man, can't believe I did this thing still rolls. These old axles are kind of cool. I mean, here's Lego Ingenuity. This is how we usually ran them, but you could do a narrow build. Okay. And these wheels are removable, and they can actually be put on the ends, therefore creating kind of a narrow look, you know? Like so. I didn't put this one all the way in because it's awfully tight fit. That probably has never been ran that way, and I don't want to break it after all these years. I do have some broken ones, and I got a piece lot of these things coming in off the eBay one for next to nothing, so we'll see if that gives us any pieces we can use. It'll be cool. Glad to see this car is coming back together. I got some junk pieces coming from other places, so I think I'm going to have a pretty cool little junk car build pretty soon based on the 710. What does it say? Yeah, a stream. I have done those streams where I build stuff, but apparently the noise is phenomenal on that end. I even played it back once later and I'm like, whoa. The sound of those Lego bricks clattering is like, because a problem with all these old sets is they come in Ziploc bags. In fact, one time, this is funny. Well, not really funny. It wasn't funny at the time. It's kind of funny now, but still not super funny. I ordered I think it was three PlaySkill AT-ATs, all from different years, seller had off eBay. And he sent them all in one container. That was a lot of gray to go through. And some of the pieces weren't there. Customizing Lego builds. Cutting Lego pieces. I personally am not a fan of it. Have I ever done it? Yeah, actually, as a child, my mom stepped on one of my 2x6 pieces and broke the end off because that was the days of brittle blues. And I used a file in my dad's shop because my dad was a knife maker, and I was a little kid. I was like 6 years old. Hand file, and I managed to shorten it. And I tried to save it, but it shattered. But it became solid at 2x4. So I cleaned up really good, measured against another one, and it became. I used it, but just the end was missing. But it was clean. But I know what you're talking about. Actual modifications, taking an actual good piece and breaking it, it's not my thing at all. Having said that, off of eBay, I have sometimes gotten pieces that are not usable for anything. And I thought some of them, I thought I might do a mock where you can put maybe a laser bolt going through somebody's head because the head's all messed up, but I've never done that yet. But I do have a torso running that's going to hold it, which a spear fits perfectly, and I have done some stuff with that. But I don't think I've done any looks I put on the internet though. Maybe one. But at the end of the day, I mean, you pay for Lego bricks, I guess, or whatever you want to do with, especially like in Warhammer. I know people catch a lot of heat sometimes for breaking or doing weird things with the really old vintage models. I mean, a lot of people really don't like seeing that. I understand both sides of it. One way, they paid for it, it's theirs. But also, by destroying a piece that, like this base plate here, you may prevent someone who really wants that set from being able to complete it. Eventually, they're bound to find it, but they might be into it for a while. Now, there's an example of something that might happen. You could modify a damaged plate and make this custom plate that supports a car. Or make one that's a little bit longer to give yourself a longer car. I could definitely see that happening. I wouldn't want to do that. There might be temptation for me too, but I don't think I'd want to. I wouldn't do that, but there could be temptation too, for sure. It's after 11 here. Alaska Standard Times. Here, we'll light it up. Had to replace the batteries from messing with it so much. Wow, it was the 13th. But yeah, no, Lego stuff's got so many possibilities to it. But I think like if someone was like putting instructions on how to do a Lego build, I think it would be cheating for them to talk about cutting pieces or modifying pieces, because I think that instructions should be for the pieces that Lego has. Once again, I understand the temptation. I mean, some of the hose pieces. A friend of mine in a mock did use a hairdryer, maybe it was hot water, I think it was a hairdryer, to lightly bend them to make these perfect railings. Now, that was just the hose pieces. They possibly could be straightened, but the mock is still up years later, so I think they probably are in that shape now. But I don't know. That's not quite the same as actually cutting, though. I don't know. I guess it's up to your individual desires and how you want to do it, but there's definitely some thoughts out there, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. For me, the most fragile piece I've seen, not for just shattering beyond everything, but in general, is this piece right here. You have an unbuilt one. You'd have a weird looking piece. This one right here. It's fragile because you can see this thin hole here. And when you turn it over, that little tiny hair of plastic that flexes right there. That's what clicks into the top. See, now you're going to hear those Lego bricks banging around. That's what clicks in the top of the steering axle, and these two pinholes right here, and it straightens your wheel up when you don't have pressure on it. That is probably the most fragile piece I've ever seen. It's usually broken. It's very hard to get that piece. And before they made it in black, they made it in gray, which was way more fragile. The reddish brown piece. The reddish brown is very fragile. Printed pieces, once again. For a personal walk, maybe I'm going to kind of put printed pieces under the same heading. Look how the thing's warped. This is what I'm talking about. And I don't want to straighten and crack it, but I think it probably could be built. But look at how warped it is. I wonder if this thing got near fire. Yeah, that's pretty munchoed. But yeah, once again, 3D printed pieces. If it's for like your own custom build, maybe. You know, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, the brown pieces, reddish brown, the dark red, and brittle blue. Oh, this thing just made a crack. Just made a little snap to me. What I should probably do is put this someplace where, let's see. Yeah. I think what I want to do is I want to build it into a truck. And that way I actually preserve it. It may be safer for it to exist as a truck. Boys, instructions are messed up. They were taped. Sometimes if you see instructions from like Europe, they'll have a hole for them. Now I know that one of these goes on top and one on the bottom. This is the one that went on top at one time. That's how it goes. Yeah, I'm trying to watch the stream. I'm going to work on this too. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put as much of this together as I possibly can. And that way, I think it can help preserve these pieces together. We can have some fun with that. Who knows? And this piece goes here. And then there's I think this will have enough pieces to do it. We'll find out. Maybe I don't. But yeah, Lego's definitely had some dry, fragile pieces over the years, that's for sure. And I'm going to build the bed pieces together. I do like these old Lego sets. They are kind of fun in their own way. And the old Lego pieces make kind of a funny squeaky sound when you just put them together. It's a funny set of this type of plastic. What? It will probably end in about an hour, maybe a little bit sooner. But now that I'm on a little project while I'm talking, I might go ahead and try to save this bed by putting these truck pieces together. We'll see how it goes. Because I have an idea on how to maybe hopefully keep this thing from breaking. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Aha, so that's the problem. Those 1x pieces don't exist. Interesting. I wonder if I have them on this one just fell apart. Funny. This has got the narrow cab. Oh, it does have something in here. Let's see. I just realized I probably don't want to build it that way, though, do I? It's okay. I can build it this way. It should be fine. The another set, I think I want that new Millennium Falcon. I think that's the one I'm actually kind of really looking forward to. And of course, I want to see that droid set. I really do want to see that. That will be really cool, I think. I think that's going to be that droid carrier. Just because I'm building those armies, I think that will be truly an epic set. And there's just no way to tell how it's going to be until we see it, you know? But Lego, I do always look forward to their sets. I genuinely do. Oh, there's the old truck with that. And this one here, I'll put those other pieces in sometime. I don't need these pieces here, which is interesting. I don't need that piece there. However, I will need these black plates, which looks like we're missing one, aren't we? We are. How ironic. That's all right, though. But yeah, the droid one is the one I definitely want to see it. Do I have any extra ones in here? The other guy used the wrong build. Oh, here's one. Sometimes people leave the extra pieces in. Maybe they didn't mean to. That's all right. And this one goes right here. But yeah, the droid set is what I kind of definitely looking forward to seeing. Well, so we don't have the little ones? Really? Are you kidding? Huh. Oh well. I might, since this is sort of a custom, maybe I can get by with these. We'll find out. What's it say? Rate all the Lego. Well, I haven't really seen all the Lego TV shows, in all fairness. But I definitely, so based on what I know, what I've seen, I definitely really like the one with the zombie generations. I like that episode of Clone Wars. For sure. For movies, not probably the most popular review, but I really like episode 1. I like the whole Naboo segment. Because I was a kid, I liked episode 4. And all the Lego sets are pretty good for original trilogy. They're very, very supportive of original trilogy. Make no mistake there. The worst ones, I honestly was not a huge fan of The Rise of Skywalker. I don't think anyone was. And it's sad because some of the sets from Rise of Skywalker were actually pretty decent sets. And they've been overshadowed. Let me know if this is going to be a good way to save this or a bad way. I'm hoping to gently maybe keep it straight so it doesn't get worse. And I will have to remember that this truck is not, it's not perfect. It doesn't need to be. It's just mostly to preserve a valuable piece. Like this right here is not correct. I mean, it's a different year for the piece. And I do even have the brick. Oops. Wrong one. Oh, hello. Oh, there it is. So see, there it is. It won't turn away because of those bricks are wrong. That's all right. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And these, of course, will go back here, under this support here. And there is no... Oh, that's true. It isn't. We have some fun here, I guess. Oh, we're almost at an hour. We're almost at an hour. I have thought about putting extra doors or running this cab back. That might be an idea for some other day. But yeah, hopefully that'll save the underbelly so it doesn't get damaged. Maybe we'll leave it 50 years for the next person. So this right here is a tow truck without the tow truck part of the back because I don't have it. Maybe it could be a junk hauler. Let's see. See, here's where these cars are so amazing. You can literally park the parts into a vehicle. And it's like, yeah, exactly, just like that. Fine, that piece going to be there too. And look at that. There's a perfect load right there. And it's really great. And then you got this, looks like a stripped engine or stripped vehicle, you know. It's a really great build. It's one of Lego's greats. It really, really is. They did not realize how much they knocked it out of the park with this little car. I guess you just set it on the back. So you can make this a flatbed. That would work. I don't know. Well, at any rate. Oh, it's about that time. Hey, really appreciate everybody dropping by tonight. Really appreciate this great community there. Y'all stay safe and really great to see y'all here. And let me know down below what you're doing for rebuilding sets, what you're looking forward to sets coming out, and what else is going on. Oop, what's this? Someone else wrote something one more time. So before I end the stream, oh, going to bed. Well, good night, man. I'm taking off anyways. All right. Well, great to see you all. Good night. You all take care, guys and gals, and let me know in the comments down below what you guys are working on, what we're doing, and what we're thinking about, hoping about, imagining Lego might make, and maybe they already are. Maybe they've already made it and just never seen one. Until next time, y'all stay safe. Ciao.